Andrew McCart, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined here in the Bolton bubble by Coach Pete Taylor. Pete, first and foremost, how's things?
Great stuff, great. Looking forward to tonight. Two lads on, so should be good.
Well, let's start with Jordan Reynolds, your new fighter in the stable. Finally making his debut. It's been a long time coming. You've had him in and out at the gym over and around a good few times now. It looks like he's been in camp for I don't know how long, forever. Yeah. So finally he gets to shake off them cobwebs. How's he looking?
He's looking great. Like, I'm delighted for him as well because he's packed up with all his stuff. He came over to Ireland. He's been training with me for over a year now, and that's a huge commitment. Leaving your family and being over there, and then no fight day, and it's been put on, and finally he's getting out there. So I'm actually buzzing for him tonight.
Mm-hmm. And then Gary Cully. Now Gary's he's so confident in his ability. Do you know what I mean? I think in his fourth fight when I interviewed him, he's like, I want titles. He's won an Irish title, the BUI. Now he's going to face Kotochkov, a tough Kazakhstan fighter. He's shown his toughness, and it's for the WBO European title. For you, how is Gary looking, and do you believe in his confidence as much as he does in terms of getting to that world level as quick as most people do?
Gary Cully is unbelievable. I think this is his best camp as well, so we've no excuses going into this. He's a freak anyway, isn't he? 6'3", lightweight. He's a freak. He makes the weight easy as well. Southpaw as well. So he's everybody's nightmare. But he's a great boxing brain as well. I think he's the one standout star in Irish boxing at the moment.
I said to him yesterday when I interviewed him, I said that when Luke Keeler won his WBO European title, he had 3 fights and then he fought for the world title against Andrade. He had this big moment out in Miami and stuff like that. I says, if you all going well for you tonight, 3 fights down the line, we could see you. Who knows? Boxing's a crazy sport. We might see you in your world title shot. That might be a year and a half down the line. I said, and I asked him how he thought about that. Do you think that that's possible for Gary to be in that position, the same as Luke, if he wins this title?
Yeah, definitely. If he wins this title, this lad's alright. This Kazakhstan lad, and he's going to be like a wounded animal in here now after losing to Maxi there. Maxi fought a punch perfect fight against him, and Gary's going to have to replicate the same performance. And look, beats this lad, then maybe one more fight, and then we're in with a shout at anything. Then and like Gary's got the belief. I have the belief in Gary as well. So I think it's a possibility. Okay.
Well, you're a busy man, Pete, because I know like you've got the 2 on tonight. You've got Tyrone McKenna in April fighting against another tough Kazakh. I mean, these Kazakhs are coming after you, Pete. They're coming after you. And Turarov, Tyrone's never shy away from a fight. Do you know what I mean? He probably boxed. For me, he boxed perfectly against O'Hara Davis. Normally, you can see Ty getting into a war, but that fight against O'Hara Davis, I know that you believe that Ty won that fight, and some people, many people do as well. So, how's Ty looking? He's going to be a wounded animal, I suppose, as well, going into this fight. And so, how's he looking in camp against Turarov?
Yeah, like we got Ty to box against O'Hara. We didn't get the result, but I thought his performance was brilliant. I think everybody was delighted with his performance. Now we're going to up the game, and it is a tough fight. It says, no disrespect to O'Hara there. He says this is a tougher fight, and it's character of Tyrone that he'll go straight in for another big fight like that. Usually people want an easy one to get back into on the winning ways, but Tyrone, like you say, was not shy away from any fight. It's a tough fight. We know it's a tough fight, but confident Tyrone. He's sparring great again, and great. I'm confident that he's going to do the business over there, and we both thought it's going to be a tough fight. But like you say, he's going to be a wounded animal, and I think he's going to upset the apple cart over there.
Yeah, well, if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Ty. He loves that sort of. He thrives on that sort of fight in that atmosphere. But for you, man, like I think I went over to Dublin. You went there at the time. You were in Miami with Luke, so it must have been just over a year ago. I went over to the Coliseum gym and I was like, how the heck does Pete manage all these fighters? How do you train every single one of them? There's like 10 or 12 professionals in there. But for you, how do you manage all that?
Yeah, with 10 pros, it's difficult now because fair play to Coliseum that is in there and they've been great for us, but it's not purpose-built. It's not a purpose-built gym for boxing, and the owner of the Coliseum, he's done great. Anything we've asked for, he's done. He's put an extra ring in for us. But we had his own club in Bray, which unfortunately was after the incident, the shooting with me. The council came in and changed the locks of the club, and they've locked us out of the club ever since. With a court case against them now, and we're trying to get the place back. And it is really awkward trying to trying to box out without a club with no permanent base, you know.
So, forgive me for asking. So, after your incident, your accident, and stuff like your injury, the Bray Boxing, the council just changed the whole locks on your gym without you knowing, or did they write to you, let you know anything about that, or did they just change it without you knowing?
Changed it without me knowing. I was in hospital recovering from the shooting, from the incident. So, and then I got a letter in when I was in the hospital saying, a message sent in actually from the council saying that we're changing the locks of the club. When we've cleaned up the club, then we'll be letting you back in. But it's 2.5 years now, and we've taken them to court now. We're still not back there. So on all my equipment, all my boxing equipment's there, all the full gym is locked up in the place. You know, we're probably rusting away now at this stage. You know, and you know, it was a state-of-the-art gym. The building was the building, but the equipment inside it is the state of the art. Yeah. And I think, you know, it'd bring up my lads up another level if we were back there training. You know, because it's your own place, you can get in and out. And at the moment, especially with the lockdown, we're at the mercy of anybody who owns a gym to train in it. Really, you know.
Yeah. Well, that gym produced an Olympic gold medalist, an undisputed world champion in Katie. Do you know what I mean? So there's history in that gym. That gym's produced. It's known it can produce champions. I mean, you must be somewhat upset that you can't get in there, like you said, get your equipment and produce more champions. Yeah,
look, we had 2 Olympians out of that gym in 2012, and well, it wasn't that at the time. It was just a shed. The gym was refurbished then. And it was mad because when we had the shed where we got the 5 times world champion with 2 Olympians, it was just a rough shed, and we were paying €1,500 a year for it. Then they refurbished it, and then the council came back and tried to hit me with a bill of $14,000 a year. So they penalised me. They were trying to penalise me for being successful, you know. So that was kind of a bit of an argument. I refused to pay it. So we'd sent them solicitors letters asking them to meet them, kind of resolve a payment issue, you know. But they refused to resolve it, and in the end, now they're trying to say I didn't pay rent. That's why they locked the doors. But they say it's an untruth because they wouldn't sit down and discuss the rent with us, you know. So they kind of just use any excuse to keep us out of the place now. The truth about it is an harbour development place. There's an harbour development going on there, so they don't really want a boxing club there. That's the real truth about it. But
so Pete, obviously that club does have sentiment to you, does have history for you, but do you still want to go back there?
Yeah, I've been Bray Boxing Club since 1995.
Wow.
You know, I've ran the club since 1995. I set up the club, and you know, there's a lot of hard work getting the club into the position it was. It was probably the most successful club in Ireland, you know. So obviously you'd want it there. Like you say, there's a lot of sentimental value with it there as well, and the lads want to be there as well. We want us base back, you know, but you know, it's just politics as usual, you know.
Well, finally, before I let you go, you've got two outspoken, well schooled fighters on tonight in Jordan Reynolds and Gary Cully. They're going to be live on IFL TV tonight and ESPN and Plus. Why should the viewers tune in to watch your 2 stars?
You're going to see great boxing out of the 2 of them. You're going to see probably 2 future world champions in both Gary and Jordan Reynolds, and the great young lads as well. You'll probably see from the interviews you've done with yourself, Andrew, full of personality, and you know, this is what makes boxing. These lads, unbelievable lads, and you're going to see an exceptional night of boxing tonight.
Definitely, I totally agree. I think that's the lunch being handed out. Pete, should we go and get some food?
Delighted.
Let's go and get it. Right, Pete, thank you so much, man, and catch up with you soon.
See you later. Thanks very much, Andrew.